Everyone, this is Tom Painter again. Thank you so much for joining and being part of our game. We are playing a live game, and we're going to see if you're smarter than your kids. So the first question we ask is, if you only have one thing, money, knowledge, or experience, what would you choose? And we've got about 20 of our students on here live that are playing the game. And let's see what the correct answer is here. You can either have money, knowledge, or experience, or it looks like you can have all three. And let's find out what the correct answer is. And the correct answer then was to be able to have all three. And here's our top scoring individuals. One of the fun things that we do is that we do these classes, we do them live. We also do them in person in organizations. And this is one of the fun things that we play with. Here's your next question. Now, if you're playing at home, I want you to pull out a piece of paper and write these down. So that's question number one. Let's see how well you do. So here's your second question. Now, if you had a computer, if you had a credit card and you're going to buy a computer for $1,000 and the payments, and you can do that over a 10-year period of time. But on the credit card, you're going to pay 21% interest on it. The question is, how much would you be paying in total? The total amount paid. Get your answers in right now. And it looks like most people think the correct answer is the $2,300. A couple of you said it was $1,300. And the correct answer was the $2,300. So you're going to pay quite a bit of money in interest alone. Looks like Ethan is number one, followed by Hannah. There's our next question. Question number three. With $1,000 in debt, after making payments for 4 years, how much do you still owe? So you borrowed $1,000. You're making payments for 4 years. You still owe money on this computer. How much money do you owe? Get your answer real quick. You got 10 seconds. The correct answer is $771. So you've borrowed $1,000 to buy a computer. You've been making payments for 4 years and you still owe $771. A lot of computers are pretty much obsolete or way behind after 4 years. So that shows you the challenges of borrowing and using high interest rates to do things. Okay, looks like there's our point scores right there. All right, Ethan B looks like he's doing well. We might have to tie him down, slow him down. All right, now with $10,000 in credit card debt, paying the minimum payment of $183, how much will you pay in interest? Now, this is with a $10,000 debt. All we did was add a zero to it. So instead of 1,000, you got 10,000. And by paying the minimum payment of $183, how much are you going to pay in interest? Looks like it's a 50-50 shot. And the correct answer is you're going to pay an additional $22,000. You're going to pay 2 times as much in interest as you are simply by paying for the product. Pretty amazing, isn't it? $10,000 in debt. By making minimum payments on a credit card, you're going to pay $22,000 in interest by the time you get that paid off. All right, let's go to the next question. Ethan's can't be so quick. Ethan's doing really quick, doing too fast. Here we go. Here's your next question. Now, if you increase the payment on your credit card debt from $183 to $395, you're going to save a lot of money. Remember, we're going to pay $22,000 in interest. How much are you going to save? You got 8 seconds. Get your answers in. The correct answer is you're going to save $19,000 by simply increasing, basically doubling your monthly payment on your credit card debt. You know, pay it off faster. You're going to save a fortune. Where they make a lot of money off of you is by you paying this over a long period of time. So on a $22,000 in interest, you're going to save $19,000 of that if you simply pay it off quicker. Okay, it looks like Star has overtaken. We got Star and Hannah are in the top 2. And let's come up with our next question. All right, here we go. Question number 6. Now, how much would you have if you put $1 a day in a bank for 66 years. Every day you get up in the morning, you put $1 in the bank, and it's just accumulating in your under your mattress or in a jar. How much are you going to have? Okay, so the correct answer is $24,000. You took $1 a day and you put it under your mattress every day from the day you were born until you reach 66, and 66 isn't that old. You're going to have $24,000 in there. Now, here's your next question that's coming up. Looks like Star's still in first place. Here is our next question. Now, instead of putting it under your mattress, let's say that you took it down to the bank and bought long-term bonds, and they gave you a 3% rate of return. So you're still taking that same $1 a day, but you're going to make a 3% rate of return on it. How much will you have after 66 years? Because it's going to make interest. What's your answer? Oh, you got a 50-50 shot of getting it right. The correct answer is $75,000. So you can have $24,000 if you simply put it under your mattress. But if you get it working for you at a 3% rate of return, it turns into $75,000. Ooh, Hannah's moved up. All right. Here's our next question. Now, if you got a 10% rate of return, 10% rate of return, how much would you have? Same $1 a day. It's going to grow. How much is it going to grow to? Now, you're not supposed to really know the answers, but what we're doing is we're just having fun so you can kind of discover this. So amazingly, it's $2.6 million. Took $1 a day, put it under your mattress, it's $24,000. If you took that same $1 a day and got a 3% rate of return, it's $75,000. But if you get a 10% rate of return, long-term stock, meaning it's going to go up, it's going to go down, long-term real estate, whatever that rate of return is, and in this case, we're saying a 10% rate of return, then it turns into $2.6 million. Next question that's coming up. Oh, looks like Josh has moved up, followed by Hannah Star. There we go. All right. Now, if we're going to take that same $1 a day, but we're going to buy something on a credit card at 21%, we're not going to make any payments on it. We're just going to pay. We're going to spend $1 a day at 21%. How much will you owe? Okay, it looks like it's either $16 million or $1.6 billion. Let's see what the right answer is. Correct answer is $1.6 billion. So imagine that. Taking that small amount of money, putting it away is a huge, huge difference in the total price. Okay, so here comes your next question. What is the Dow? What is the Dow? You hear it every day on the news. What is the Dow? So the correct answer, it is 30 different companies from different industries. So remember we just talked about the $1 a day going into your under your mattress savings account, getting you 0% rate of return is $24,000. If you got a 3% rate of return, it turns into $75,000. If you put it into long-term stock, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. You know, Warren Buffett says the smartest thing you could have done was to put money in your long-term investments where you buy a whole bunch of different companies as an index and then forget it. Don't pick and choose. Just stay in it, good or bad. And just like owning a farm, you have good years at the farm, bad years at the farm, and just leave it there. It turns into $2.6 million. But if you charge $1 a day on a credit card and you're in debt at 21% interest on it, you're going to pay $1.6 billion. Now, how do you get that 10% rate of return? You buy long-term investments, long-term stock. And the Dow is 30 different companies from different industries. There's a computer company, a software company, a car company. There's a food company. There's all kinds of from different industries. That's what makes up the Dow. We shouldn't really look at that one because it's only 30 companies. We want a much broader section of one, which comes to the next question. Here comes our next question. What is the S&P stock index? What's the S&P stock index? Okay, here's the correct answer. It's actually 500 of the largest companies in America. And it's just by size, pure size, the 500 biggest companies in America. And what they've done is they've taken those 500 companies and they've put it together as a group. We call it an index. And that index is a group of companies that they do as an index. And when you invest in the S&P 500, you own a little bit of all 500 of those companies. And so that's what the S&P is. You can do other indexes, which are the biggest 100 companies in the high-tech world. You can do the top 2,000 companies called the Russell 2000, but it's just an index. It's a group of companies that you can buy, and nobody's making any decisions on it. They are just simply owning that and owning a little bit of all those companies. So instead of picking and choosing or buying the Dow, one of the things we recommend is that you look at the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in America, which are global, which means they're all over the world. Okay, let's find out how you did on that. Looks like 17 of you got the 500 largest companies. That is correct. Good job, guys. Ooh, Johnson's moved up ahead. Here we go. The next score. Here we go. True or false? The S&P 500 stock index makes more money than most professionally managed funds. The next section we're talking about is an index fund, an index fund. You got 3 seconds. Get your answer in. Congratulations. You guys are learning and doing really well. The correct answer is yes. That's true. That the S&P 500 over time usually makes more money than professionally managed funds. Why? Well, because there's no fees to it. The fees are very, very small. Nobody's making decisions on what to buy and what to sell. They're simply saying, hey, we're just going to take the biggest 500 companies and we're going to see how well it does. So over time, the S&P 500 outperforms professionally managed funds. Now, you can still invest and take part of your portfolio and do some professionally managed funds and also pick and choose some of the companies you like. But over time, like Warren Buffett says, just do that. Just do the S&P 500 and forget it. All right. And so most of you got that right. Congratulations. Let's see what happened to our score. Oh, looks like Johnson is still in ahead. And he's ahead of Daryl. That's incredible. We got Josh coming up as well. Next question. Berkshire Hathaway is a stock managed by Warren Buffett and his team. Over time, does it make more money than the S&P 500? And the correct answer is yes, over time. One of the reasons is because it's a stock. Okay, it's a stock and there's really no costs. The commissions are very, very small. There's no ongoing costs to manage it. And the Berkshire Hathaway is a big conglomerate. It owns all kinds of companies. It's a massive insurance company. And as a result, it has an awful lot of money in what we call float, where people are paying a premium for insurance. That company takes that money and invests it. and makes money off of it. So they've really got no cost of money. They're not borrowing the money. They got really no cost to be able to do that. And when times get tough, they love it. They love it when there's blood in the street. They love it when there's problems. They love it when most people can't just buy, and do things. They like to be able to do it when there's trouble out in the marketplace. That's where they make a lot of their money. Okay, so over time, the S&P 500 and Berkshire Hathaway kind of trade places. Over a long period of time, Berkshire Hathaway's done better, but over a 3-year or 5-year period, they kind of change places. But over time, the S&P 500 and Berkshire are very close. Let's go to the next question. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, Johnson and Daryl are neck and neck. Let's see how well they do on this next chunk here. All right, here's the next question. How do you save money when you buy a car? How do you save money when you buy a car? You either buy it used or you buy a new car, but get the big rebates on it. Okay, the correct answer here is you buy a used car versus buy with some big rebates. Why? Because the day you buy that car and drive it off the showroom lot, it becomes a used car. And if you're driving it, everybody drives a used car. So it loses a lot of money in its first year. So what most people do is they buy a used car where the big depreciation has already been taken and hit by it. Now, if you're going to own that car for many years, it doesn't matter. So I like to buy my cars a wonderful car, and I drive until the wheels fall off is my strategy, because buying and selling them, usually you'll lose money on them. All right. Looks like, oh, Johnson's still ahead right by Daryl. This is really, really close by Joshua and Star. Let's go to our last question. Question, will you share the wealth of financial education with others? Well, you better get this one right. And it looks like all of you got that right. Congratulations, that is the right answer. Let's see how we did. Third place, Daryl. Second place, Josh. And number one, it looks like Johnson. Congratulations. All of you guys participated. You've got Joshua as number 4 and Star as number 5. So congratulations. You have done really well. Let's share that podium to everybody. Okay, so congratulations. Now we're going to throw in a link. And guess what? If you played the game of money, we want you to fill out that little form, because we are going to send you a small financial reward for being in class. The thing we're going to ask you to do is to go ahead and share that and share with other people. But we're going to give you that link, but put that money into your investment account. That's key. That's crucial of what we're doing. Okay, so congratulations. You guys are doing great. And we're going to say goodbye to everybody from around the world. We're going to come back and we're going to play another game. We're going to teach you more about how to make more money and how to get your money working for you. Okay, be right back. Thanks, everybody.